Hey guys, it's Nathan from the Kentucky Cycling YouTube channel. I'm gearing up to join in some fun in the form of some bike packing tomorrow. I'm actually going to be joining the group Central Kentucky Bikepackers on an inaugural bike packing trip. The Central Kentucky Bikepackers is a Facebook group started by Erica Wireman, who's very passionate about bike packing. The about statement for this group reads, "The intent of this group is to foster networking of cyclists in the Central Kentucky area who are interested in bike packing for the purposes of trip planning, socializing, gear testing, etc. Off-road junkies and gravel or road touring types are all welcome, as are experienced and wannabe bike packers. The idea is to find people who want to do the same kind of routes you do." And we're going to be riding the Little Miami Trail from Loveland up to Xenia, and then we're going to grab the Creekside Trail and head over to Beaver Creek at the Angels Pass Park, where my buddy Lucas and I actually did a bikepacking trip fairly recently. The focus of this video is going to be a little different. It's not going to be focused on the trail itself. If you're looking for ride footage on the Little Miami, I'll actually include a link to that above. It's going to be a little more people focused. I've ridden the Little Miami Trail between Loveland and Yellow Springs as a round trip 3 different times, but always in the spring. So this will be the first time I've ridden in the fall, so I will get a little trail footage. But the focus of this trip is really going to be upon getting to know the folks who are in this group and asking questions both of new bike packers about what motivates them to get interested in this, and then also asking some of the more veteran bike packers, maybe for some tips that they might offer some new folks getting started. And ultimately, I'm hoping that some of you will see this, seek out the Facebook group, and maybe try your hand at doing some bike packing. Really looking forward to it. We met up with a couple additional riders in the trail town of Morrow, Ohio, who wanted to do a little shorter route their first time bikepacking. I wanted to give a special shout out to Debbie Brown from Berea, who completed the longest ride of her life on this trip, even while carrying a load. Katherine is a buddy at Erica's, and those of you who may have checked out Erica's YouTube channel may have seen her appear on there. But you are a veteran bike packer, yes?
Veteran, 3rd trip, yeah.
Cool.
So.
What advice would you give to folks who are just starting out doing this?
Get into it. I know it can seem intimidating. There's a lot of gear, there's a lot of stuff to consider. Bike choice, tire choice, route choice, length, time of year, all that kind of stuff. But you just got to get in and do it. There's no wrong answer. Just get out there and have fun. And the company, that's the best part about it. I think doesn't really matter, if your bike isn't great, if the route isn't perfect. It's the people who you're with that are going to be the best part of it.
Awesome.
I'm Cindy McIntosh.
Dan McIntosh.
And you guys are from E-Town,
That's
yeah?
correct.
Okay. What kind of cycling do you typically do?
Road, mostly.
Okay.
Road and mountain.
Yeah.
This is your first bikepacking trip?
It is our first.
Okay, so what made you think that you might want to try this and come along with these crazy folks?
We've had our gear for probably 2 to 3 years, and we've always talked about doing it, but we just never took the initiative to do it. We just thought it would be cool to meet different people, see different scenery, and just the experience of getting to see different parts of the country or your state or what have you.
Cool.
Do it outdoors. We like to go river or gorge, so we love the outdoors.
Yeah.
And what better way to do it than on a bike, right?
What do you guys think about the Little Miami Trail so far?
I think it's awesome. We've had like several friends from our area come up here and talk about it, and we're like, oh, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. Whenever Erica had this list, I was like, oh my gosh, we need to go do that. It's awesome. Weather's great, the people are great.
We stopped off for lunch in Corwin at the Colwood Peddler, which offered a nice sandwich selection and some other yummy goodness, along with a great outdoor seating area. It was also fun to be able to sit and visit and get better acquainted with everyone over lunch before getting back on the trail.
So we're here with longtime cyclist Brian. Brian is also one of two very talented folks, one half of Cricket Press.
That's correct.
You've been on a lot of different bike trips. What kind of advice would you give to someone who's just getting started with this?
What we're doing here is great. Just getting out there and bringing like the stuff that you think you're going to need, because you're going to go home knowing what you should have brought or what you should have left at home. So just getting the experience in is like the best thing. Usually takes several trips to get everything dialed in, and you know, like depending on what time of the year, what kind of weather it's going to be like, and what you need to bring. So just getting out there and doing it.
Awesome. Awesome. So in your arsenal of bike trips that you've done, do you have a favorite place that you've been?
I love the C&O in Maryland, going to DC. That's an incredible trip. It's like 185 miles. Did it in 3 days. It's beautiful, beautiful scenery, beautiful part of the country. Done the Gap. I've done the Nicholson Trail in South Dakota from Deadwood. Those are probably three of my favorite ones.
Cool.
But mostly I do like small trips, like just like overnight trips and things like that. I usually don't have a lot of time to invest in, you know, a lot of multi-day trips.
Very cool.
About 3 miles down the trail from Xenia Station, we got to enjoy some unexpected entertainment in the form of some drag racing as we passed by the Kilcare Raceway. Not long after reaching the eastern end of Beaver Creek, we arrived at Angels Pass Park and made camp. Some grabbed an after-ride drink at neighboring Southern Ohio Brewing. We had hoped to partake of the food truck that was set up there, but discovered that they had already sold out of food for the day. A few from our group decided to cook up the food they brought, while the rest of us made our way down the road on foot in search of a nearby restaurant before returning to camp and sharing stories around the campfire before hitting the hay. After breaking camp the next morning and loading up our bikes, we made our way out of the park and back onto the trail to begin our return journey. So Erica is the mastermind of this experience and the person who fostered the Central Kentucky Bikepackers Facebook group. How do you feel about leading your first introductory overnight experience?
I think it went fantastic. But I, of course, am the eternal optimist, so I think it went really great. Everybody seemed to have a really good time. Everyone was super prepared. We had lovely weather yesterday, a little bit of rain today, but nothing too terrible. The distance seemed right. The logistics of this trail are just perfect. The campsite was wonderful. So I think everything went really well. Really good group of people, just the right size, and makes me anxious to do more.
Awesome. So can you just say a little bit about why you wanted to start the Facebook group and what you're hoping to accomplish with it?
The initial motivation was completely selfish. I just really wanted to network and meet more people who would potentially go bikepacking with me or people to just ride with in general, with the idea being that if they didn't already have some experience with bikepacking, that it would be something that we could help introduce or maybe grow in Central Kentucky. I think Kentucky has the most amazing routes. We have a lot of off-road and on-road options, and it seemed to me that there was a lot of interest among cyclists to try it, but sometimes it's hard to know where to start or get that first experience. So I figured by bringing everybody together, experienced bikepackers and people who had never done it before, that we could get not only some interest, but some camaraderie and just try to grow it a little bit.
All right, well, thank you for doing this and for your energy and your passion for bikepacking. We love it. Thanks.
Join us.
As always, we hope you found this content useful. If you did, please like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks.